We are live. Heck yeah, live. How's the camera looking? See if anybody jumps in. Hopefully people jump in. Please jump in. We're getting a few people in. Let's talk some Chiefs. Let's do it. How's everyone? Everyone all right? How's things? Give us a shout out where you're all from. Must have some Kansas Cityans in here somewhere. Must do. How are we all doing? We've got a thumbs up there. Come on, guys. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat about Chiefs, NFL, Meghan Markle, Harry. Let's do it. Just got my drink. I'm having a bit of a whiskey before I go to bed. It's dead early. It's about 1:50 a.m. over here. All good. 1:50 a.m. I should be tired, but I'm not. I'm wide awake. I've just actually done a nice chat with Lance Twidwell and the guys over at the Spoken podcast, which is great. I've had an absolute blast, absolutely brilliant time. So yeah, been really good. Hopefully you guys can listen to that when it's out. So check them out. Check out the Spoken podcast. Aaron Morrow, what's up, Brad? How are you doing? I'm good, Aaron. I'm good. Obviously, all the news that's going on with the Chiefs at the minute, we're finally getting some news, aren't we? Which is good. I'm looking forward to seeing what Brett Veach does with this O-line. Bradley Doyle, brand new O-line coming soon. Loving it. It's been, it's difficult that we've lost two brilliant tackles there in Mitch Schwartz and Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher's always had a bit of he's always been a bit of a Marmite kind of player, hasn't he? A bit of a Marmite taste. You either love him or hate him. I always felt secure that Eric Fisher was playing on the team, and you know I was happy that we had him rather than not having him because he's a solid player. He's not like the greatest left tackle out there, but you know he did a job. And I think Chiefs Kingdom has to really kind of respect that for him. So but Mitch Schwartz, I love the guy. Best right tackle I think we've had in a long time. And to lose him to an injury, a back injury, I think it was inevitable. I think the Chiefs were going to cut those two due to the long-term injuries that they've got, and obviously with the fact that the cap dropped dramatically, which was way down on what they actually predicted, wasn't it? Was it 182.5 million or something like that? I think before COVID, I think they were expecting it to be 195. I think it was in the millions. So yeah, you can't have it both ways. You know, every team has to deal with it and have to cut the cloth accordingly. So you know, it's one of those things. I think at some point, I think the Chiefs will pick up Fisher and Schwartz again. Maybe later on in the year, maybe when they're actually fit again. It all depends on what happens with the cap, I suppose. And you know, the Chiefs might get them back for that. So hopefully that happens. Robert Settle, Big Rob, Super Chief from Joplin, Missouri. Is it now Missouri, right? I heard somebody call it Missouri the other day. Is that something that you guys call it, Missouri, instead of Missouri? Or is it just some random say Missouri? Let me know. Austin, Texas, John Cortez. Austin, Texas. Nice. I've never been to Texas. I would actually like to go to Texas someday. Aaron Morrow, why restricted Mahomes and not Clark? I think for me, I think the fact that they've restructured Mahomes first before anyone is because I think maybe Mahomes probably requested to do that because he clearly saw there was an issue with the O-line after the Super Bowl that shall never be spoken again. And not having the talent there in front of him really affected the game. And I think that is probably what has kind of woken Mahomes up a little bit. I'm not saying that Mahomes was asleep or naive to the fact that an O-line is what you need as a quarterback. You need your O-line on song. But I just think that this could be this Super Bowl could have been the awakening that we needed, especially O-line. We need to get the best, biggest, baddest MFs out there to protect our beloved quarterback. And I think Mahomes has gone, do you know what? I'll be the first casualty for that. I'll happily, rework something in my agreement to make sure that I have the best players out there right in front of me that I can go to work with and dice up all these other opposing defenses. Mahomes doesn't want to get embarrassed like that again. Because that Super Bowl was an embarrassment. There's no two ways about it. It was an embarrassment. And, I know the players gave their all and they tried their hardest to try and make something work. But at the end of the day, it was an embarrassment. And not the Super Bowl everyone kind of expected. And it was all down to the O-line. I know some people blame the refs. Yeah, there was some dodgy things going on at the end of the first half, which you kind of questioned. But I'm not going to be one of those that's pointing the fingers at the refs for it. I think the part and parcel of it was the O-line. The O-line was terrible. And the Chiefs, I'm glad the Chiefs are actually looking at it now as a main issue. So fingers crossed it turns out that way. There's some good talent out there. One key player I'm really looking forward to getting, and hopefully we can get him, because apparently there's 6 teams in for him at the moment, is the Ravens tackle, Orlando Brown Jr. I think he would be an absolute steal. I honestly think if we can give away our 31st pick, and maybe I don't know, maybe the compensatory 4th round that we got, something like that anyway, and we actually got Orlando Brown Jr. for our left tackle, that's sorted. That's a sorted position. I know he plays right tackle at the moment with the Ravens, but he's been very vocal with the fact that he wants to play at left tackle. We've now got a space at left tackle. It just makes sense for me. It won't make sense for the Ravens because they probably won't want to give one of their best players to an AFC rival. But I don't care. I mean, draft picks talk, money talks, and the Chiefs have got an abundance of draft picks this time. But we're not particularly high up in the first round. So let's use that first round, get somebody in that we need, and especially somebody who's young, talented, exactly like Orlando Brown Jr., who's hungry for it. I would welcome that with open arms. If we got him, I would be ecstatic if we got Orlando Brown Jr. somehow. So hopefully we get somebody like that. But anyway, Aaron Morrow, Blue Springs, Missouri here. Blue Springs, I'm trying to think where that is. I know where Springfield is. Blue Springs. I'll have to look on a map of that one. Some people had a strange and had an A for some reason. Missouri. So I did hear that right. Good. It wasn't just me then. We're 13 million under the cap now. Yeah, I think there's going to be more as well. I think there's going to be more cap hit, which is going to be decent. Bradley Doyle, the Chiefs can get up to $40 million by restructuring Jones and Clark, extending Matthew and Tyreek. Hasn't Tyreek already been extended? Did he get extended last year? I can't remember now. Let me know, because I thought he'd already got extended, but maybe does it run out next year? It could be. Robert Settle, that was me, Super Chief since 1963 from Southern Missouri. Just an example of the diversity of our great state. It is a nice state, Missouri. It really is. It really is. Some great people there. 1963. That's dedication, mate. That is dedication. Aaron Morrow, restructuring Kelce gets us quite a bit too. Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of the players that we've got, they've got that mentality of, they're in it for the team. They don't mind sharing it around a bit. And I also think we've got a good, we've got a good GM in Brett Veach who understands the cap, and he understands that, there are ways around things like signing bonuses, that kind of thing. So I honestly think we're in good hands. It never bothered me one bit when I saw that the cap was going to be as low as it was, because I knew that we've got a fantastic front office. We've got a fantastic franchise. We've got a fantastic team, fantastic owners, fantastic coaches. I just knew we were going to be in good hands. So I wasn't particularly bothered by that. Quarterbacking 32. How are we doing? Andy Reid and the O-line. I don't think Andy's mind was on the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that quite a bit as well. Andy Reid's mind probably was elsewhere. I mean, the fact that there was zero adjustments during that Super Bowl probably leads me to believe that he was probably thinking, what the heck is going on with my son, and obviously with that gorgeous girl, Ariel, who's fighting for her life in hospital. I mean, it can affect you for sure. I mean, something like that will really distract you. And I hope to God that Ariel pulls through. And I know she's awake. This is the girl who was obviously in the crash. Apparently she's awake, but not very responsive at the minute, which I really hope something good happens out of all of this, and she somehow pulls through, because seeing that little girl, that little girl's face on the, I actually donated to the GoFundMe page that they'd set up. I think it was Ariel's auntie had set it up, and I must admit I was a wreck when I was reading what was going on, and especially with the updates. A donation is all I can do over here. There's nothing else I can do other than give a donation. And I constantly think about that little girl. Just terrible what actually happened. And I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans echo those thoughts as well, because the fan base was clearly shaken up by it. You could see that from the responses on Twitter. I mean, there was so many people sharing the GoFundMe page, which, yeah, I mean, hopefully that takes away that worry from the family, that for healthcare bills and things like that. Hopefully that takes away that worry. But the main worry at the minute is obviously trying to get this little girl back and living some kind of normal life again. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And I really hope Brit Reid is literally dragged through the coals for this, because what he's done is unforgivable. Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But anyway, let's talk about happier things, shall we? Prayers go out to Ariel. Right. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Questions. Blue Springs is a suburb of KC, about 20 minutes east of the stadium. Right, not far at all. Not far at all. We'll come back stronger from this loss. Reminds me of our loss in Super Bowl I. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously seen the grainy footage of Super Bowl I, and yeah, I think this Super Bowl 55, was a huge embarrassment. It's probably a bigger embarrassment than Super Bowl I, because I think people were expecting a shootout in that game, and it just didn't materialize. Quarterbacking 32. Your thoughts on Trent Williams? Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nice pickup for a year. I think he would do a job, but again, he's a left tackle. And I think if we got Orlando Brown, I wouldn't want to promise Orlando Brown that he's playing left tackle and then shove him over onto right tackle where he's actually been playing for the Ravens, because I think that wouldn't sit well with him if he's signed for a team that have promised him the left tackle. And then he switched back over to the right tackle. I don't think that will work. But, I would have no problem getting Trent Williams. I think he's a fantastic veteran player. He's a good kind of stopgap at the moment. And I think for the right money, we might be able to ensure that, Mahomes is upright a little bit more this season. So, if we get Trent Williams and not Orlando Brown, I'd be fine with that. But we still need that long-term solution at left tackle for sure. Tyreek is locked up for at least the next 2 seasons. I thought so. I thought it was. I mean, they might restructure that as well. I know Tyreek took a very team-friendly deal, I think, at that time. He might restructure again just to help out. I don't know. But yeah, I think a lot of people are expecting Frank Clark to do something at least to try and help out. But at the moment, we've not heard anything from it. Oh, what's this one? AP Payne. I'm at Lake Tapawingo in Blue Springs. Tapawingo, that's an interesting name. Never heard of that place. If we trade for Orlando Brown Jr., the Ravens will for sure try to pay a lot for him. Yeah, that's my only concern. I think the Ravens will probably have a say in probably where Orlando Brown goes. They'll probably want him to go to the NFC for sure. Pat just restructured his contract again. This man is serious about winning multiple world championships. He wants a kick-ass offensive line. The sooner the better too. Yeah, I echo your thoughts, Robert. Same here. I think it's walking him up a little bit to the fact that O-line is essential to success, especially with this offense, because the Bucs knew this. They knew that not having the starting offensive tackles was going to be a big issue, and they exploited that issue. And credit to them, they did the homework. Joel Bennett, O-line. Yeah, it seems to be on everybody's lips at the moment. Thoughts on Clyde EdwardsHelaire? Do you know Clyde EdwardsHelaire? And I mean, some people said that he didn't really have a brilliant season, but when you look at the numbers, Clyde EdwardsHelaire really did kind of bring it. I think did he get Rookie of the Year for the Chiefs? The numbers he was bringing, I think he still got. Was it over 1,000 rushing yards? I'm not sure. I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm just going off memory on there. But I thought he went about his business fantastically well. But again, if the O-line sorted, Clyde EdwardsHelaire is going to eat. He is going to eat big time. I think Clyde EdwardsHelaire managed to do good things with the patched up O-line we already had. And if you get him a good O-line as well, that opens up the run game massively. If you've got guys who are managing to create gaps. I mean, look what happened with Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes was one of those players who really excelled in. I mean, don't get me wrong. Priest Holmes is a fantastic player, a great player, Chiefs legend. But he also had a legendary O-line as well. And combine those two together, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So if we can do that for Clyde EdwardsHelaire, I think the Chiefs are just going to get that little bit better, that little bit more better, if that's even good English. AP Payne, when are you getting back on the bike, Brit? On the Harley. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm trying to work out how I actually do the recording on the bike this time, because I had it on the front of the helmet before, and it wasn't really as interactive as I'd liked. So I'm actually going to think about actually clamping it to the bike, and I can actually turn it around where I'm talking to the camera, and I can also turn it around to where I'm going. I can also clamp it to other parts of the bike, that kind of thing. If you ever watch one of my favorite YouTubers is $1 Million Bogan. If you ever watch him, have a look at his how he does his videoing. It's all cinematography. It's fantastic how he does it. And all he does is he has a GoPro camera, and he has this like snake kind of mount that he clamps on here, there, and everywhere. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant how he does it. So if I can do something like that, I'll get doing that. But I'm actually hoping to try and get a few more customized things on the Harley. I'm trying to go for some short shot pipes, because the exhaust I've got at the moment is only just slip-ons. It sounds great, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I've heard them with short shots before, and the sound is so different. So different. But anyway, that's bikes. Anyway, so Tyreek is under contract for 2021-22, so he's due for an extension hopefully after this season. Yeah, they might do it early. Teams have done that before, where they might do it early and it just kind of reduces it this year, and then kind of front load it this year, so it's probably less this year and then more later on when obviously the cap goes up. But who knows? Bradley Doyle, offensive tackle, offensive guard, linebacker, safety, cornerback, edge are all draft needs. Yeah, and if you think about it as well, it might be the fact that we might need wide receiver as well. Because if Watkins isn't going to get re-signed, and if Robinson's not coming back, and if Pringle's not coming back, because they're all on free agents now, who have we got left? Hardman. We've got Hardman and Tyreek. Am I missing someone? I don't think I'm missing someone. But again, what happens there? What happens there? I mean, I think a lot of the Chiefs fans have moved on from Watkins. I think that's fair. He wasn't available when we needed him the most. Playoff Sammy wasn't there. Maybe Veach just moves on from him. Maybe pick up somebody in the draft, because I can't really see a wide receiver that will really fit in with the Chiefs other than Sammy Watkins that's on free agency. So who knows? Got an extra bedroom if you make it back for a game. I appreciate that. I really do. Hope you're not offering that to somebody else here instead of me. Casey Cast, how are we doing? How's things? Quarterbacking 32. I think we should keep Damien Williams. A lot of people say we should cut ties with him and save $4 million against the cap. What are your thoughts? Damien Williams. I mean, I love Damien Williams. I think Chiefs Kingdom is going to remember him for forever. Scoring that touchdown in the Super Bowl, he's literally made himself a legend. So I'd appreciate if the Chiefs kept hold of him. I really do. Damien Williams and Clyde EdwardsHelaire would be great, but again, like you said, if the cap situation is as difficult as people are saying it is, then he may be a casualty. He may be, but I mean, Darrell Williams did all right, didn't he? He seemed to do okay. But I'd rather, if I had a choice, I would obviously keep Damien Williams and CEH for that. And we've actually lost out on Sherman, on the sausage. We've missed out on him. He's retired now. I appreciate everything he's done for us. But was it the right move? I mean, is there room for a fullback in this day and age? Probably not. I mean, we didn't use him particularly well. I don't think we used him that often. We should have, especially in the Super Bowl. We should have actually used him more of a blocker for Mahomes. At least some help. But anyway, I'm not that guy who's a coach, though, am I? I'll leave it to the professionals. KC Cast, the only good thing about this loss is we swept away the bandwagons. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. They all migrated south to the sunny skies of Tampa Bay. Some are still brave enough to stick around. We're going to get bandwagons no matter what. The thing is, I mean, Tampa Bay, they're effectively the Patriots fans, aren't they? Let's be honest. I mean, there's some diehard kind of Patriots fans that have stuck around. But a lot of them really kind of went with Tom Brady. I don't think the Chiefs had that many bandwagon fans at the time. I can honestly say I've not seen many. I actually got accused of being a bandwagon fan the other week. I really did. I went out with this on. And there's a guy. I think it was some gardener or something, and he was doing some work next to the house next door, and he came out and he says, "Oh, another bandwagon Chiefs fan." And I actually found out he was a Washington football team fan, and he was actually quite shocked when I told him where I'd been. I'd been to Arrowhead, I'd been to the Super Bowl. I watched the team at Wembley when they were over here, and he was quite shocked. He was quite shocked that I managed to do all of that in such a short space of time in my fandom. I mean, I've been a fan it's probably 10 years now, 10 years, which is relatively short. But I did still go through some of the difficult times. 2013 was a difficult time. 2012 was a difficult time. 2011 was all right, not bad. But we've had some stinkers, haven't we? And we've had some really bad decisions over the years that have gone against us, and you wear them as scars. And even the time when I wasn't around, I watch as much Chiefs content as I can, and I absorb it as much as I can, and seeing the hurt that went on over those years, that even when I wasn't a fan, it resonates through. It's one of those feelings you get, and it kind of echoes through the rest of the fan base. You speak to long-term fans of the Chiefs, and you speak to them, and you listen to their stories of heartache. Being the bridesmaid, never the bride, that kind of thing. You absorb that as well. You feel that as well, and you almost wear those as scars as well. Even though you haven't actually gone through that time, you understand it because of the times you've also gone through those difficult times as a Chiefs fan as well. So it's difficult to whittle out the bandwagon fans sometimes, isn't it? But if we can, I mean, if they want to go, let them go. Don't worry about it. Don't fret it. We're still Chiefs fans. We're still here. Right. Let's have a look. Joel Bennett. How are we doing, Joel? If we lose D-Rod or Watkins, what free agent wide receiver should we target or draft one? I mean, there's nobody really out there for me that I would really want, or it really stands out. I mean, I know people are saying that likes of somebody like AJ Green or Corey Davis, or they don't really, I don't know, they don't really wow me. I'd rather, if those are the players that are left around, I'd rather have Watkins back. That's the honest truth, I don't just want somebody who's here just to try and ride on this offensive coattails. I want somebody here who's going to really contribute and really kind of bring something next level. I'd really like to have, a Megatron style of player, on that WR2. Somebody tall, somebody who is an aerial threat, who can contest balls, who can moss guys. That's what I want on that side. That would be amazing. If we can get a player like that, that would be beautiful. Bradley Doyle, I think Eric Fisher, once fully healthy, will be back on a cheap 1-year deal. Yeah, I think so. I think Schwartz will be as well. I think the Chiefs will look at getting those two back at some point. Andrew, Aaron Morrow, T.Y. Hilton, or AJ Green, maybe. Yeah. I never thought about T.Y. Hilton. Possibly T.Y. Hilton, possibly. But again, I might just go back with Sammy again. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, like I said, there's not like I hate this word I'm going to say now, but there's not really a plethora of wide receivers out there. I hate that word, plethora. It sounds so wrong, doesn't it? I need a drink. If we re-sign Alex Smith, how much would he play? I heard this before on the Spoken podcast about Alex Smith, and they had a good discussion about it. About, should the Chiefs be in the market of getting Alex Smith as a backup? My stance on this, no, absolutely not. The Chiefs are in a good place right now where we've got a GM and a front office that is actually all about looking at winning championships. They're not all about the feel-good stories. They are there to win the Super Bowl. They are there to get the right players in that will contribute. I'm not saying Alex Smith won't contribute, but the injury for me, he's clearly had problems as Alex Smith towards the end of last season, where he couldn't even play in the playoff games, could he? Because something to do with his calf, something wrong with his calf or something, which he's going to have more problems with that leg that he's letting on. For me, Alex Smith needs to really consider retirement. He came back, won Comeback Player of the Year, which was an amazing, absolutely amazing feat to do. And nobody can deny him that. The guts and the determination of Alex Smith to get back on a football field and prove every doctor wrong was amazing. Nothing. You can't take that away from the guy. He was absolutely phenomenal to win that award, and fully deserved as well. But I'm not here now as a fan that just wants to hear about feel good stories about bringing former players back. That's what you have the Ring of Honor for. That's why you have the Chiefs Ring of Honor. You can honor those players, even like with 1-day contracts. It's what you can give them during that time that there is the feel good factor. Having somebody like Alex Smith come back as a backup, I was worried watching him as a Washington football team quarterback. When he was starting for them, I was fearing his life on that field because I think, was it Aaron Donald managed to climb all over his back and Alex Smith was still standing. I thought, my God, that leg's just going to buckle at any moment. I'd be fearing Alex Smith's leg reoccurring again. And I don't want to watch a game where I'm cringing every time I see the quarterback get hit. I cringe enough anyway when Mahomes gets hit, but seeing somebody who's gone through what Alex Smith has gone through, that's difficult. It's difficult to watch. And I've seen too many leg breaks in my life playing Sunday League football over here that I don't want to see it on the TV again. I really don't. I hate it. But anyway, I'm sure there's fans out there. We love Alex Smith. We do. What he did for us from 2013 onwards to steady the Chiefs ship and managed to give us that quarterback to kind of center everything around. was brilliant, and it was great we had Alex Smith, and I'm so grateful for his service to the Chiefs. But if we do have to honour him, let's honour him in the Chiefs Ring of Honour. What's going on tonight? Right. Oh, Ryan's on. Hey, Ryan Tracy's on. How we doing, bro? Oh, man, you done a donation? Cheers, man. Cheers, buddy. What I might do is anything that gets donated tonight, I think I'll put it on the donation for Ariel. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate that. Sammy costs too much. Give me C. Davis all day. Williams Shotwell. Yeah, I mean, it might come down to the cap number at the end of the day. Is Sammy going to be in a bit of a bidding war to probably come back on even less money to try and gazump Corey Davis? I don't know. I think Sammy's looking at the fact that he wants to stay at Kansas City, but time will tell, won't it? Quarterback in 32. I've heard that the Chiefs are considering maybe playing a game in London in 2021. How excited would you be for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to play a game in the UK? Well, it'd be brilliant to welcome them back because 2015 was great. I know it was a home game, and you guys over in KC were brilliant for giving us UK Chiefs fans the ability to watch a home game. It wasn't a home game. It clearly wasn't a home game, but it meant that Wembley Stadium could be fitted out with all the Chiefs flags and cheerleaders and all that kind of thing. It was great, absolutely brilliant atmosphere. So it'd be great to have them over again, but I think this time they'd probably come over as maybe as the road team, which I think you guys would be okay with, won't you? You're not giving up a home game at Arrowhead. I don't want the Chiefs to give up a home game at Arrowhead because Arrowhead is legit the best stadium in the world. Monday Night Football is one of those. I'll always forget it when I was over there in 2017 when they were playing the Washington. Well, they were the Redskins at the time, but watching them on Monday Night Football, unreal. We'll never forget that. And to welcome the Chiefs over here, I'll be doing as much as I can to try and get to see the players. Hopefully, try and speak to the coaching staff, that kind of thing. And if we can, I will do my best to get some video footage of it, guys. I will try and do that. It'd be great to have them over again. Curtis Samuel from Carolina will be good signing for the Chiefs. Yeah. Again, yeah, not bad. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for at the wide receiver 2 position. I don't know what I'm looking for. Like I said, I would like a Megatron. How many Megatrons are out there? There isn't any, is there? I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, I appreciate RGR football, Ryan. Thanks for that, mate. I really appreciate that. Ryan, we had a good chat, actually, didn't we, mate? We had a good chat not so long ago about what we were all planning on doing and things. And I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you that I was going to be on the Arrowhead Pride podcast network? I can't remember if I said that. But if I didn't, apologies. But I was sworn to secrecy if I didn't. But yeah, if anybody hasn't listened to it yet, head over to the Arrowhead Pride podcast. And you'll find on there that there's the Great British Chiefs show, and it's myself and Tom Childs who do that. It's going to be the first Saturday of every month where we put out a show. It's going to be talking about the London games, comparisons between the NFL and obviously what the Premier League is. I know some people in America love watching the Premier League, so we'll have a bit of that discussion going on. So we'll be doing all sorts of things like that on that show. So if you guys want to hear that, head over to the Arrowhead Pride podcast and listen to that. Like I said, we're not the most knowledgeable of fans. We're not, it's not really our national sport, so we don't know the ins and outs of every kind of play call and position and all that kind of thing. But we do put something together where it's all about the fans, it's all about the fandom over here, and it's all about what we get up to over here as well on game day and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. But yeah, sorry, Ryan. Sorry if I haven't told you about that. I thought I did. I might have done it, but it was great chatting with Ryan. Really good chat. And hopefully at some point, I mean, if I can get him on here, or if if he wants me on at RGR Football, I would love to have a chat with him and have a beer with him as well, because I know the guy likes beer. I know Ryan likes beer. Right. RGR Football, go on then. Right. After 20 CBs, I had to move on to safeties tonight. Just getting started. 20 CBs, yeah? Wow. If we cut Sammy, this is William Shotwell. If we cut Sammy, that frees up at like 14 million. The Saints are 30 million over the cap and maybe could get Ryan Ramczyk from them. Yeah. Yeah, I'd welcome that. But again, it's do we trade away all our draft picks? Or do we try and blood our own again? Let's have a look. We've got Sammy. Any shutdown corners to pair with Snead? Oh, you're having a chat with Ryan now, eh? He's swooped in there. He's talking about corners. Yeah, Ryan does a lot of work on the draft and everything. Great guy. Knows his athleticism and things like that. He knows all of the guys who are the top level athletes. So yeah, go and check Ryan. If you don't follow him, I'm sure everybody follows Ryan Tracy. Come on. Voice of Velvet as well, isn't he? Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we'll connect up soon too. Yes, if we can, mate, that would be brilliant. That would be really good. Aaron, I've been trying to get you guys together for how many years now? We do talk. But I actually promised as well. I've actually said that next time I'm over in Kansas City, I'm going to make sure that I get round and speak to the OGs, shall we say, of the of the social media world. Likes of Ryan Tracy, like Corey Jones, the artist chief, Big Chief Sean. Miss that guy. Miss my bro over there. Shaggy Shane. All those guys, miss them all. If I could come over every week, I would. I would. But obviously, with COVID and everything at the moment, the UK is doing pretty well with the vaccine. Apparently, we're well into I think it's 20 plus million now that we've had vaccinated for the first shot, which means that hopefully we can start opening up the borders a bit more. Get people out, to faraway places again. It'd be great. I mean, I'd love to get back to KC, and that was actually the plan this year. I'll let you into a secret there. That was the plan this year for myself and the guys at Arrowheads Abroad. We're all going to be coming over and taking in a game again over at Arrowhead, and it would have been brilliant. But we might have to put that back maybe a year. So hopefully, if we can. Well, obviously, you guys will be the first to know, so we can all meet up, have a few beers, have a few burgers and stuff. Aaron Morrow, I'm in the middle of a mock where Miami came with 4th in the second and 18th in the second. Now I don't know who to pick because it's crazy wrong with Liam Eichenberg, 200th best player. Yeah, is everybody doing mock drafts? I've done a couple of mock drafts, but the college game is not my strong point. I've been picking these guys up and I'm thinking, all I've been doing is really kind of looking at the position of need. And offensive tackle was that first one. I've got the name somewhere. I'll have to find it out. But there was a name that kept cropping up and I thought, you know what? That's probably a good bet. I did it a few times and the name kept cropping up every now and again. So, Reggie Boone, I saw something on the Pat McAfee show, and they said something about fans in stadiums next year. Is that true? Over here, for the Premier League games and stuff, yeah. I think that's the possibility, because everybody should have a vaccine by then. I think they said by the end of June, people over here will have their first vaccine. So it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. If we can, if the numbers are going the way they're going right now, the numbers have come down a heck of a lot since we've had the vaccine. So it's proof that it's working, or something's working at least. The schools have gone back, and it just means that we're getting back to some normality. It's been a difficult time, though. It's been a real difficult time. But hopefully we can get out of all this, and we can laugh about this at some point, at least. I know laugh's probably not the right word to say, because I know a lot of people lost their lives to this COVID. But at least we can hopefully look back on it and just think, wow, that was a world-changing experience, which it clearly is, because a lot of the time now we're doing Zoom calls and meetings and stuff, so it's all an ever-changing world, isn't it? All an ever-changing world. Actually, Ryan was asking questions on the Legion of Zoomcast, so I can't complain anymore. Yeah, the Legion of Zoomcast. We were still doing some of those. Tom and I took a little bit of a break of doing those at the moment, because we had to obviously plan the Arrowhead Pride one, which is the Great British Chiefs show. So we will be back with the Legion of Zoomcast at some point, especially with now we're actually getting some news forward. I know Ryan was mentioning to me before that the news stories are trickling through, few and far between, and it's been quite difficult to actually report on things Chiefs related, because nothing's really happened since the Super Bowl up until now. So hence why I've gone on to the gone on live tonight. God, what time is it? Oh, 20 to 3. Ooh, 20 to 3 a.m. Believe it or not. We'll do it 5 more minutes. Bradley Doyle, need a T to Ricky Seals-Jones. Didn't do anything in the other T. He was, is kind of iffy to me. It's difficult, isn't it? Because, where do you find another Travis Kelce? The guy's a legend. Where do you even start? Where do you even start with getting another tight end and somebody who has such a good rapport with Patrick Mahomes? Where do you even start to try and find the next Travis Kelce? But at some point, the next few years, I think the Chiefs are going to have to start forcing themselves to have a look at maybe getting a Kelce replacement at some point. Because, how old's Kelce now? He must be in his... Is he 31 now? I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google it. For some reason, I think he's 31. Let's have a look. Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is 31 years old. I know my Chiefs. Yeah, so there's still plenty of time left in the old dog yet, isn't there? So I'm not particularly worried about it at the moment, but yeah, at some point he's going to start picking up knocks, injuries, that kind of thing, and we're going to need somebody, or need to turn to somebody who's going to be the Travis Kelce 2, aren't we? So 8:36, is that what it is over there? 8:36. The night is young, Aaron. What was the most heartbreaking playoff loss you experienced, Reggie? Oh, man. How do you choose? The 2013 one against the Colts was pretty heartbreaking. Oh, man, being that far ahead in the game was devastating. To lose that game, I still don't know how we lost that game. I have no idea how we lost that game. I have no idea. And the other one I think as well is Derrick Johnson smashing into Mariota and it being called forward progress. I think that was I was probably more incensed with that one because that decision was completely out of nowhere. Jeff Triplett literally pulled that out of his arse. Yeah, I say arse instead of ass. It's the correct way of saying it. But yeah, Jeff Triplett. I mean, it's suspicious that he actually retires straight after that game, isn't it? Yeah, that was a heck of a tackle, and Triplett ruined it. So, right, let's have a look. What is the most... I want the Chiefs to draft Tommy Tremble to be Kelce's number 2. Tommy Tremble. I'll write that down. Tommy Tremble. Better not be sending me a wild goose chase making these names up. Tommy Tremble. Okay, I'll check him out. He's a legit player. Byron Pringle is older than Tyreek too. Seriously? I never thought of that. Would never have thought of that. Ali Awaid. Awaid? Am I saying that right? Are you gay? What? What a question. No, I'm not. That haven't actually matters, but no, I'm not. William Shotwell. It's crazy that Kelce is the same age as Gronk. Yeah, it is actually. You think Gronk's an old man the way he runs, don't you? AP Payne, go somewhere else, Ali. RGR football, arse. Yeah, arse. An ass is a donkey. An arse is an arse. Hey, David Lee Nelson's in. How you doing, buddy? I always get to these live shows too late. Yeah, you do. Get your notifications on, man. Reggie Boone, that forward progress game, difficult to watch, especially with a dirty hit on Kelce. Kelce hit. I'm trying to think which one that one was. Oh, yeah. Is that when they knocked him out? Yeah, I remember that one. And that Chiefs cave is looking slick. You like it? You like it? I mean, it's a lot less toned down than what it was before. I mean, I had this shit everywhere, didn't I? I had it everywhere. I've even got my sign up there. Arrowhead Stadium is how many miles? Oh, God, I can't even get around. Arrowhead Stadium, 4,175 miles away. So right above the door. And that there, I think I've shown it on another live one where it is obviously the Chiefs logo, but it's got all that writing is Mitch Holthus calling the Super Bowl. His whole commentary from the Super Bowl. That is Patrick Mahomes' helmet. Not his helmet, but he signed it. That is Tyrann Mathieu. There's another one down there. I think you can see that there. That's Jamal Charles, my favorite player ever. That's the sign I got from Dawn Ford. You can't see it. It's obviously bleeding out on there, but that's the neon sign, the Chiefs logo. So there's things around. I mean, I've got a football there on that side. I've got some signed mini helmets on that side of Damien Williams, Tyreek Hill. I've got a cleat down there in the bottom of this cabinet, which is Tyreek Hill's. I'm concentrating more on the cards at the minute. In fact, actually, the latest one, I'll just go and get this. Hang on. This one. Tyrann Mathieu one. It's a signed one. It's number 25. The champ is here one. That arrived. I didn't actually have a Tyrann Mathieu card, and he doesn't normally sign them like that. When he was picked up by the Cardinals, he had a really good autograph, really nice autograph, and when that was meant to be a Tyrann Mathieu one, and all he does is just sign it like that. I mean, that helmet there is probably the worst signature I've ever seen, and that was a Tyrann Mathieu one. He's getting a bit sloppy with his autographs, but hey ho, it's signed by him. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, guys, let's have a look. I'll answer a few more and then I'll get going. I promise I'm not making him up. I've been bugging Ryan about him. He can vouch for me. Yeah, Tommy Tremble. I like the name. Tommy Tremble. Like it. Hey, Brit. Free agency starts March 17th. Are you looking forward to the Chiefs to do anything? I think the Chiefs will come out the gate straight away this time, especially after getting rid of the two tackles. They're gonna want to really kind of nail down those positions sooner rather than later, especially with the O-line, so that they actually have some times, to work out how they're going to play. There's chemistry there you got to look at for an O-line, isn't there? It's one of the massive things that an O-line needs, chemistry, and you've got literally no O-line at the minute. RGR football Tommy for real. Reggie Boone, was prime Eric Berry or prime Tyrann Mathieu better? Good question. That is a very good question. I got a lot of love for Eric Berry. That's a good question though. Eric Berry. I think Tyrann Mathieu's probably the more vocal leader who will actually get players involved in, even on the sidelines and things, where Eric Berry probably had the more kind of like the mentality, the kind of footballing brain that could really work things out. I think he was better doing that than he was with than what Tyrann Mathieu does. But Tyrann Mathieu just has that energy, doesn't he? He has that something else. He has that it factor. He has that belief as well. He leads. I mean, the guy's quite small, but I mean, he still manages to like smack into players as hard as he can, just to really kind of make a point. And yeah, I like Tyrann Mathieu for that bite that he brings. But Eric Berry was more methodical about the way he went about things. And again, he wasn't afraid. I mean, I always remember the tackle he made on Gronk. It was only him, and he tackled Gronk. I mean, yeah, he got injured afterwards, which was, I think, was the last. Was that the last tackle? The last time we saw him in a Chiefs jersey? I think it might have been. But great player though. Great player was Eric Berry. Still one of the greats. And I hope whatever's going on in his life, I hope he manages to sort it and come back to the game, because I think the game needs him. Reggie Boone, Aaron, come on, Eric Berry is easily better. I think they're quite unique in the way they are anyway. But I think Eric Berry was more methodical in his gameplay. How about both at the same time? That would be good, wouldn't it? Eric Berry and Tyrann Mathieu. Good luck. I miss Reggie Ragland. Yeah. I mean, there's another thing. Linebackers. Hitchens, is he hitting free agency? I can't remember, but there's still a lot to do on this Chiefs team. For anyone who don't know, RGR breaks down the Chiefs like a champ. You want info on the team? RGR is on point. He is. You're right. RGR is on point with everything. Great lad is Ryan, and if there's nothing, if Ryan doesn't say anything about it, it's not worth knowing, basically. I was told that Eric Berry and Armani Watts was going to be the best safety duo. Yeah, what happened to Armani Watts? What happened to him? He was going to be the next big thing, wasn't he? What do you think about Frank Clark? Would you like to see Chiefs draft an edge rusher early in the draft? Frank Clark. I like Frank Clark. I do like Frank Clark. He does bring pressure. I think he's one of the players that was one of the leading edge rushers that actually brought a lot of pressure last year. But I think a lot of teams know how to play him. And I think it didn't help that he didn't actually really have another edge rusher on the other side who was, making these offensive lines, these opposing offensive lines work, because you can really kind of stack that side, can't you? Of stopping Chris Jones, double teaming him pretty much every time. They always seem to double team Chris Jones, and then obviously having a hand in as well at keeping Frank Clark up there. So if we can get somebody who is dynamic on that other side, I actually spoke with Lance Twidwell and the guys on the Spoken podcast just tonight. And he made an interesting point, actually. He said, would you really consider having Von Miller on that side? And I said, you know what? Von Miller is that kind of player that, and if years ago, when anybody asked me which player would you like on your Chiefs team, any player, if you were handed a Chiefs player now, a player from any team onto the Chiefs now, who would it be? And instantly, without a shadow of a doubt, Von Miller. It was always Von Miller, because he's just a brilliant edge rusher. He's Hall of Fame class for sure. And I think if we can get him to really wind up the Broncos as well, can you imagine Von Miller on this team, Frank Clark on the other side with Chris Jones on the inside? That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Right, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to go as well. It's been an hour now. But no, I appreciate everybody having a chat with us. It's been nice. Nice therapy. I'll just finish off my whiskey. Been nice chatting with everyone. Yeah, you might see me dotted around. I'm going to try and at some point get some kind of regular videos going like I used to in the old days, the good old days on this channel. Start doing some more planned videos leading up to the draft and obviously the new season. Podcasts seem to be taking up my life at the minute. So if you check out the Legion of Zoomcast podcast that I do, obviously the new show, which is on Arrowhead Pride, which is the Great British Chiefs show with myself and Tom Childs. And yeah, if you guys don't already follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at BritChiefUK. Love to chat with Chiefs. I'm always on Twitter. Always on Twitter. That's where you'll find me. I live on Twitter. Because I'm always into the up-to-date news stories, what's going on. Obviously following Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and all that kind of thing. So I'm always thirsty for more Chiefs news. So if I can, I will obviously try and chat with you all on there as well. But yeah, appreciate everybody coming on because it's been really good. It's good therapy, isn't it? It's good therapy. But yeah, if I can do some more regular videos for you guys, I look forward to trying doing them. And yeah, I mean, I think it was Aaron before mentioned about the bike. Yeah, I might at some point get out on the bike, show you around the countryside a little bit more, have a bit more of a chat about Chiefs football, that kind of thing. I don't know. Something to just get me a bit more interactive with it all. But anyway, guys, Appreciate you all for joining me, and have a good night. Speak to you soon. See you later.